everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be doing a little bit different of a video. I am going to do, for the first time ever, a prediction and a review of anything. So I'm going to be doing my prediction and review for the Loki series, which has now, at this current moment, 3 episodes out. Tomorrow will be the 4th episode, and I'm going to also review that one and review the 5th and 6th episodes when they come out, as well as any future Marvel content, because I am a huge fan of them. I'm actually getting early access to the Black Widow movie the day before, so I'm really excited about that. And let's get on with my predictions. So, my predictions. I think we're gonna get some kind of reference to King the Conqueror, because Renslayer is a very odd pick, because if you weren't going to mention her past with King, why pick her? Because there are many other TVA judges and people in the comics that they could have picked, but they picked the one with a King the Conqueror connection. And he will be showing up in Quantumania, as everybody knows. So I think there's going to be some kind of connection there. And I also think we're going to get a backstory to Renslayer. And I'm pretty sure we're going to get a background to Sylvie too, just because in the trailers that have been released, they have shown Sylvie as a kid in the TVA. So we're probably going to get background to her. Another thing is, Casey says he doesn't know what a fish is. Mobius wants to ride a jet ski. Oh my god, I can't pronounce jet ski. And yet, the TVA has picked them because they have been variants from a past timeline. So I think Casey's going to be some kind of fisherman or something, and Mobius is going to be some kind of jet skier, surfer kind of guy who lives by the ocean and says wow a lot. And what else? I think here's one that I'm a little flimsy about. I don't know. I think maybe, but maybe not. There's a hard chance no. I think there's going to be some kind of relationship between Sylvie and Loki. Now, here's why they might do that. Because Loki really can only truly love himself. He's very self-absorbed, as we all know, and he can really only ever be in a romantic relationship with himself, whether that be the boy version or girl version of himself, because as they stated in the last episode, the 3rd episode, he is bisexual. So even if Sylvie was a Loki, male Loki, I think they still would try to move forward with a relationship. But here's why it might not happen. I think since he just came out as bisexual, I think they would try to set him up with a male, just so they can, set that in stone and not just have that as a confirmation vocally, but to show it physically. And also another thing is, a lot of people are saying that it might be weird because they're siblings or the same person, but they are not siblings because they are completely 2 different people from different timelines, and they are the same person, which I then stated Loki can only really ever love himself. I think that's pretty much it. Oh, here's another thing. One last prediction. I think when Sylvie and Loki get tied up and taken back to the TVA, they are seen wet in new trailer footage. I think that happens because it has something to do with the boat dropping from another trailer. And I think that has something to do with the same scene. I don't know how they're gonna get caught. Maybe Mobius lands a good one and finds them. It's still unknown whether or not the temp pad was an illusion. I don't think they would do all this work for nothing, for just to be an illusion inside of illusion inside of illusion. Maybe it was just the temp pad was an illusion, that it was broken, but otherwise, I don't think it's an illusion inside of illusion inside of illusion, as a lot of people are saying. Oh my god, here's another last prediction. I don't believe Loki has a time stone. Now, this one is still kind of yes and no at the same time too, because yes, he did reverse the pillar back, and yes, he was holding the time stone, but here's why I don't think he did it, because one, using the time stone takes practice. Doctor Strange, the only way he could have used it so fast was because, as Wong said, he was very gifted in the arts and he was like born for it. So I don't think Loki, within like 2 seconds of a time frame going through portals, learned how to use a time stone. I don't think that's possible. Another thing is there was no green stuff around his hands like seen in Doctor Strange. And the last thing is that he has used telekinesis in the past. For example, when he found out his mother had died, he moved the furniture in his cell, and also he put the Roomba in his hand in the store, which, again, I don't think it was, not that I said this before, but I don't think it was a very good weapon to use against Sylvie's body that she was hosting at that time, but to each its own. And another thing is, he could have just, going back to the topic of discussion before, he could have just used his telekinesis to push that thing back up, but just on a larger scale, which I think is what really happened. Anyways, that is my predictions. My review on it so far would have to be the third episode is my favorite. I don't think the third episode was slow. I think actually the first episode was the slowest for me personally. There wasn't very much, I don't know, like, everything was a little slow. I don't know. I just didn't really like the first episode as much as I liked the third. The third was my favorite. The second episode was okay. I mean, it was okay. It's still in there, but it was okay. The Loki series so far, overall, is still fantastic and great. It's just third episode, don't really think it was slow. I think it was very informative and it helped with the plot a lot. Going forward, hopefully, I will like all the rest of the episodes. Tom Hiddleston has stated that these next few episodes are his favorite, so I'm really excited to see what happens. Something I do have to critique a little bit is how everybody seems to ship Mobius and Loki together, which is completely fine, but I just don't see it, just because I feel like Mobius is putting his guilt on in the form of helping out Loki in some kind of way. I don't really think there's anything more to their relationship other than him being the key to stopping Sylvie or whatever is going on. I think they're friends. Do I think something romantic will happen there? I mean, sure, it's possible and it could happen, but I just don't see the relationship dynamic. With Sylvie and Loki, here's the thing too. They definitely could do that. And there's nothing wrong with doing Loki and Sylvie, but since they just stated that Loki is a bisexual and then automatically pitting him with a woman, it's kind of like, oh yeah, he's bi, but I'm just gonna go put him with a woman right away and not show any context into his male attraction side of him. So Mobius or Sylvie, I don't think it's going to be really either of them, even though they could definitely do it. If I had to choose between him being with Mobius or him being with Sylvie, I definitely would pick Sylvie, just because if Loki were to love anyone, it would be himself. And it just so happens that Sylvie is female. If it was another Loki, I would be like, yeah, you gotta put him with that male Loki, version of Loki. because Loki really only ever loves himself and only cares about himself. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. So, subscribe, like, comment, tell me what you want more. Tell me what you want more of. I'm going to be doing a review of the 4th, 5th, and 6th episode, like I stated previously. And I also will be doing an early access review of the Black Widow movie. And I am so excited to put all of these things out. More is coming. So, thank you for watching the video. Bye.